Okay, let's get into this deep dive. We're looking at a huge structural flaw in modern thought.
A really huge one.
And it's almost 400 years old. It goes all the way back to René Descartes and his famous duality.
Right. He gave us Res Extensa, the physical world, which we can call R1.
And Res Cogitans, R2, the mental world. And our goal today is to really unpack what's being called the 400-year epistemic gap that resulted from that.
Because that binary split, well, it's just failing us now.
So Western cognitive science is basically stalled.
I mean, it really is. We've mapped the brain, R1, and we've explored the computational mind, R2, but we still have no dedicated slot for pure subjective awareness.
We just try to cram it all into one box.
We crudely cram all of it, awareness, thought, essence, into this overloaded concept of the self.
So the problem isn't our data. The problem is the filing cabinet. It's a binary system trying to map what your source material calls a triadic reality.
That's it, exactly. It's like having an empty slot on your ontological motherboard that you refuse to see.
And to fix it, to complete the structure, we need that third element.
We do.
Okay, so let's define it. What is this third element that's supposed to fix 4 centuries of, well, architectural debt?
It has to be Res Intrinseca, or R3. This is the intrinsic, non-reducible reality of pure consciousness itself.
And it has to be independent of the other two.
That's the critical part. It can't be reduced to brain activity, R1, or thought patterns, R2. It has to stand on its own.
So adding R3 completes the whole system.
Yeah.
And that moves us from this broken duality to a new architecture called LULUK'Mp.
Correct.
But wait, the source says this is a 3x3 ontological matrix? I mean, this sounds way more complex than just mind and body. Are we trading a simple problem for a complicated solution?
That's a fair question. But think about stability. A duality is inherently unstable. A triadic system, a 3x3 matrix, offers balance. You're mapping things in 3 dimensions instead of trying to flatten them onto a 2D grid.
Okay, that makes sense. But with the new map comes new language. Why do we need to abandon a word like self? It seems, perfectly fine.
Self is just loaded with too much baggage.
Baggage like what?
Ego, persona, personality. It confuses the entire system. We need a clean slate.
And that slate is Diri.
Diri. It's the conceptual container, you could call it the landlord, that holds R1, R2, and R3 together. It's the whole entity, the entire triad.
So shifting gears a bit, why does this philosophical fix from 400 years ago matter right now, today? Why the urgency?
It's urgent because we're stepping into what's being called the Advanced Digital Civilization 6.0. And to navigate that ethically, you first have to have a complete map of reality.
A map of all 3 realms.
All 3. The universe, which is R1, the Digiverse, that's R2, computation, AI, and the Diriverse, which is R3, subjective experience.
And without a slot for R3, our AI ethics will be fundamentally incomplete.
Exactly. LULUK'S MAP provides that functional slot to guide our digital future.
So this isn't about throwing out decades of neuroscience. You're just inviting researchers to a new building, basically. The metaphor used is the ISS of self-knowledge.
Precisely. All that existing data on R1 and R2 can come and dock into LULUK'S map. You just have to acknowledge the R3 slot is there.
Even if you set its value to 0 for now, for empirical purposes.
You have to account for it structurally. This new discipline, the one charting this course, is called conscioscience. The debate is over once the structure is complete.
So what this means for you, really, is that the time for that simple, flawed mind-body split is over. Structurally, the era of the DIR trias has begun.
Which leaves us with a final, provocative thought for you to consider. If subjective awareness is now mandated to be this empty slot in the system architecture, what new kinds of empirical data, maybe things we currently dismiss, will finally come along to dark and feel the dimensions of Res Intrinseca, R3? That's the next great question.